Okay, so today I'm gonna be solving yesterday daily problem, Leetcode problem. Maybe the today is also. So yesterday it was this one. Then I need to find odd numbers in a given interval. So I have this. The brute force solution would be go for I in range, low, high plus one, and then I'll do if. So I'll have this result. So I can return least comprehension, then sum. And then here I need to check if the current I is even or odd. So I do I mod 2, and then that's gonna be it. So let's key is say count odd. Okay, count odd numbers in the interval range. Okay, that's gonna be it. Submit. And what? My memory limit exceeded. That's interesting. Why? Let's check the constraints. So the high is going to be 10 to the power of 9. And the modern computer has like, so if I allocate this 10 to the power of 9 array size, it will be like quite a large one. So here there is allocation, and we can have like probably more than computers can do. Space equal of let's say range 10 to the power of 7, or from 10 to the power of 7 to 10 to the power of 8. But now it's here 10 to the power of 9, and it means that if the range is let's say range is the low is 0 and the high is like 1 billion, so it's going to be something like this number. It's perfectly fine interval that satisfies the constraints, but the allocation of the array here are gonna be like huge, and like the array size is gonna be, in this case, gonna be 1 billion values, and then it's gonna be either 0 or 1. If it's like odd, the current number is odd, it's gonna be 1. If its current number is even, it's gonna be 0. So what I can do, instead of doing the sum, I can go for I in range, something like this. Kind of brute force. I just want to try if if Leetcode will accept this brute force solution. So I'm gonna ACK and then accumulator, and then I wanna ACK plus equal I mod 2, and then I wanna return ACK. Check if that's gonna work. Okay, tests are passing. So now I assume it's gonna be TLE, time limit exceeded, because the number of operations like it's the same as space. The maximum that can be done in a limit is like 10 to the power of 7 within like seconds. It's 10 to the power of 7, 10 to the power of 8, and I assume there is a budget for every program to be run in a Leetcode, and like it should be executed within seconds. And clearly, if this number is large enough, so it's like what, it's almost 1 billion, and like here. So if I do, let's say I have Python 3, and then I have this number, this number minus this number. It's gonna be what, 172 millions. Yeah. So instead of this, I wanna do high minus low divided by 2, and then I need to be careful with the bounds. So it depends, like if the high already includes the and the low already includes. So let's say we have in the worst case scenario we have 2 and 4. So low is 2, high is 4. So in this case, 2 minus high minus low gonna be 4 minus 2, or 2 gonna be 1, and that fits basically. So let's say we have low 3, let's say low 1, high 4. So 4 minus 1 gonna be 3, and over 2 is gonna be 1, while it should be actually be 2. Let's assume both. So and they're gonna be, let's say both are odd. So 1 low and high, let's say 5. So 5 minus 1 gonna be 4. 4 over 2 gonna be 2. And we have 1, 3, 5. So I wanna just add plus. Can I do maybe plus 1 here? Plus so if I do plus 1 here, so it's gonna be 2, 2 and 4. It's gonna be 2 plus 4. 4 minus 2 plus 1 over 2. It's gonna be 1, still 1. If it's here, it's gonna be 3 plus 1, so 4 over 2, it's gonna be 2. So if I do here, it's gonna be 5 over 2. Yes, 5 minus 1 plus 1. Oh, 5 over 2, and that's gonna be 2. If I do this high, so high mod 2 plus low mod 2. So in this case, it's gonna be, for this case, it's gonna be just 4 minus 2 gonna be 2, and then over 2 is gonna be 1. In this case, that's the right check. Oh, if I passed. So in this case, it's gonna be 3 plus 1, 4, 4 over 2, 2. 1 and 3 here should work. Okay, and here it's gonna be 5 minus 1, 4 plus 2. It's gonna be 6. 6 over 2, 3. So fits. Okay, so this one should work. Yep. So it's working. Let's check what other people doing here. So that's a hawk. High plus 1 minus low. Let's check this formula. High plus 1 over 2. What is this formula? High plus 1 minus low over 2. What if I move it like here, and then let's check it out. What if I gonna do this? Probably not gonna work, as I already said. Run. Oh, okay, it doesn't work. Okay, so it seems like it's just a fancy formula for this. Now I do low over 2 and then high over 2, high plus 1 over 2. Yeah, I guess different one. Okay, so it's gonna be wrap up. I'm gonna wrap up. Oh no, I actually wanted to solve today's problem. Yep, let's count square some triplets. square triple triple where ABC are integers and the squared. Given an integer and return the number of squares triplets. So I wanna just iterate one. So the first idea I have is to iterate through the 1 and 2 and 3. Oh, like through a from 1 to n, and then b from 1 to n, and do a squared plus b squared plus, and then do square root of that one, and check that the c gonna be in 1 to n. And that's yeah, and that c is like c is a integer. Yeah, so the question is how I can check in Python that c is doesn't have like floating point. So what I'll probably do is convert it to integer, and then subtract the integer from a float, and then check that the absolute is within the delta. So I'll do for I for the a in range 1 to n, so just 1n plus 1, for b in range, so a and b can be from 1 to 250. So the total number is 250, like 6 million. So it's like 250 x 250. Let's use 250 multiplied by 250. Oh, like no, it's 625,000. So it's 625k close. And then I'm gonna go the same I from n plus 1, and then gonna be c is equal a to the power of 2 plus b to the power of 2, and then everything here to the power of 0.5. And then I need to go, say we have a delta equals 0.0001, and then I say if so I have res equals 0, and then if c minus int c, and then absolute value of this one is less than delta, I'm gonna go res plus equal 1, and then in the end return res. Okay. Let's submit. Oh, they shouldn't be repeating, I guess. So a in range, let's say b, a plus 1. No? What was the wrong answer here? Okay. Given the integer and return the number of square triplets such that... Oh, I need to also to check that C and C in how to check that in Python. Check if number is in range Python upper bound. Okay. So the easiest one is in range 1 and then n plus 1. No, to n output. Oh, so C is greater equal n, less equal n, and then greater than equal than 1. Still wrong answer. What I got for this one, 10, and then output is 2. So let's just print f a, then b, and then c, and then c. Okay. So 5 a, b, c. So I already changed it for b1. Okay. So I didn't include this final condition. C should be also from 1 to n. So let's run submit. Accepted. The performance is not that great. So I'm thinking right now how we can improve this performance. Can I do up to square root of n plus 1? And here square root of n plus 1. Not actually, because it can be square root of n plus 1 and then 1, b can be 1. And then like it's gonna offset each other. Okay, let's check the solutions. N by n for I. Oh, there is optimization. I can do this b plus 1, then plus equal to yeah, so here a plus 1, because I can, so it improves it a little bit. And then another optimization, so instead of like multiplying, I can like save the squares. So like I say squares equals set. So I can do for I in range 1 n plus 1. I'm gonna have so square is equal set, and then square add I to the power of 0 to the power of 2, and then for in square so here a squared b squared, so a squared b already squared if and c in square set, let's call it just squares, SQS squares, let's run it. Here +1, just +1 as of now. And then here, like, it should be, why I should be doing this one, just c squared, and then if this one c squared in squares, plus +1. No. Expected, and then output. So let's print. I want to print this squares array set. So squares, what is gonna be? How much time is it? No, 22 minutes. Okay. So squares up to the n. What? Okay. I messed it up a little bit. So squares, yeah. And then I wanna do that for the range. So let's say enumerate for a say ai in len in say range len SKS for bi in range ai plus 1 then len SQS. It's gonna be, let's put that as a list. Should I put it as a list? Oh. Yeah, that's a problem here because I need to start bi from a higher value than ai. So how I can do filter value from a map, from a set? Filter values returned from set Python. Say Python the rate set with index. So if I do double, so I'll have the set and then I'll have the SQSS list, and then equals this list, and then say list, and then SQS list add, then squared I squared equals I to the power of 2, and then I'm adding I squared, and then here as I squared, and then for I in range len squares b in len squares c squared if that's, and then here plus equal to append so it's going to be squares list AI plus squares list BI. Okay. Yep. That's much better. Thank you, Vlad, for this idea. He's doing something else also. He's like allocating that instead of having set, he just allocated in a long list, and then like checking if that squares list and multiplying just if it's either like true false, and he multiplies it by 2. Check it out. Okay, let's say C++. Okay, let's submit, compare Python and see. Python, okay, C, like memory, extremely poor, because like a lot of allocations, extra allocations here, like many numbers gonna be just zeros and will not bring the value, and here we are iterating over that. I wanted to check the footprint. So 0 runtime memory, also 9 megs. What if I do that in Rust? So I'll do that count triplets. How I can do set in Rust? Set in Rust. So I'll probably do vector. So I'll do vector. I'll follow up the plot solution. Vector, let's say let mute vector equals, let's say squares equals vector, and then the size of it gonna be n multiplied by n plus 1. Let me open my Rust drawer. So here, say we have this function, go away. So let's go settings. Let's go with font. And let's make it, I don't know, 40, 36. Apply. No. 36. Let's put it 42. Apply. Okay. Not applying. Exit. Okay, let's do that again. So here SQS, and then for I in so slices, Rust slices generator, Rust range generator. Okay, so from 0 to 5. So for I in 1 to n, and I assume like is it including take 0, okay, 5, okay, that's then I'll need n plus 1, and then I'll do SQS, oh no, I'll do something like this, SQS I multiplied by, say it's gonna be I multiplied by I equals true, and then I wanna go for I in 0 to okay, length, I guess it's dot length for the vector 0.sqs dot length, and then for a for bi in same ai plus 1, and then sqs length. Or I got spoiled with a Python in this column symbols, and then I need to say let's have let mute ref equals 0, then if, so I'll do just ref plus equal sqs ai multiplied by sqs bi multiplied by 2, and then return res. So that's gonna be it. If I didn't make any mistake, okay, already here. Oh, I forgot that we need to add semicolons to every statement in Rust. Su int u, okay, u size, I guess, u size. And here also SU size. No, still no. But font, okay, vector. Let's say we have boolean. No. Why it assumes it's a vector? Let's say I in can be I32. Can I define like a vec bool? Okay, so that yes, it's like something like 0 and then this one. Okay, it should be false. Moving. Okay. Rust convert bool to U with U32 as I32 as I32. Okay. Okay, let's do this as I32. And then I need to figure it out, okay, if the if so let's say I have let c squared equals this one. No. Hi, Giovanna.
Is Lata here?
Yep, probably.
What? You want to see how many inches you are? Yes. Okay. I'm 52 inches. So, just stand on this. Stand on this. You are about.
Okay.
You're about 52 inches.
So here it seems like I made a mistake. So c squared gonna be so not multiply. So I need to do ai squares. So I need to do this one. Squares. So like this will mean that if it's like still squared, then I need to do squares for the multiply by third one, and it can be just ai plus bi. What? No. No, it's too late, Zlata.
Mom and Dad say it's too late. We say, well, I can play like right here. Like right here. But, if we're right here, what are we even gonna play? That tag. You retire it. What?
SI32.
Here, I can only play over here, or like in my house. I have no idea.
If this one. And so if AI plus BI is less or equal, and then I need to do the squared, like I need to figure out, okay, if AI plus BI is okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. Okay, so I wanna like finish it with Rust. So it seems like that previous statement that I made, so it should be somewhere. Index out of bounds, the length is 26, but the index is 2611. So all I need to do is to check if AI plus BI is less or equal n multiplied by n plus 1. If it's greater or if it's greater than n multiplied by n, I'll just continue. Otherwise I'll need to do this. I32 AI SAS U size what and yes, oh okay, it's I32, what, why it's I32? Okay, what about this? That's U size. Let's submit and check if it's working. Time limit exceeded. Y4J. Time limit exceeded. Y. Okay, let's use this test case. Maybe it's too big size. No, n is like 168. Yeah, I guess it's the size of this. The size of this. Of this vector. if I do like this solution, submit. Okay, let's go this one. Code. Let's call this one C++. No, it's actually fast. Okay, why it takes so much time for the rest? Let's copy this approach. Code. So if I do this one, squares, I saved it here for I, no, like this one. I want to have this one. I have this code. And then for I in that, in the I in up to n. Okay, so from 0, from actually 1 up to n plus 1. Let's say A. For B, why it's not A in 1 to let's say B A plus 1, and then n plus 1, and then if A multiplied by A plus B multiplied by B, if it's greater, then let's say n by n. Otherwise I'll do squares A, say let C equals this one, and then if C is greater than n by n, and then here A divided by A squared equals A multiplied by A, and then here gonna be A squared, and then let B squared equals B multiplied by B, and then B squared, and then here gonna be A squared multiplied by B squared, and then multiplied by C squared, then multiplied by 2. Okay, let's run it. should I do as usize? Hooray! Hallelujah! What can be the optimal for memory? Count triplets. So don't allocate it, just count them. So will this perform? I'm interested. Will that perform as well as the previous one? Let's see. So GCD seems like very good one for the good approach for doing like also good memory. No, not really. Okay, so maybe let's write again. Memory. Okay, so Rust has this solution has like 1 millisecond time and 2 megs of memory, while C++ has like 9, almost 10 megs. And this one, a solution with vectors and multiplications, like really interesting one, but a lot of overhead because of memory. So I wonder if I gonna rewrite it in a map. What's gonna happen if I'm gonna rewrite it in a map? So here it should be map. So I guess hash set, and then like what can I do? Ordered hash set, ordered hash set in Rust. Ordered set. Can I do this one? Set equals can I find it? No, not found. Okay, that was vector with bool. Set filters will use order set, use undeclared type. Order set. I can do linked hash set actually. Can I do linked hash set? Is it like standard library? No, it's also linked hash set is not standard one. I don't concretely know. Okay. do ordered set. Standard library. The Rust standard library does not guarantee any particular order map. Okay. Such as set. Okay. So I can use a map, actually just plain map, but then it will not follow this nice rule, and I will not like cut it in half. Number of like cases that kind of duplicate. So let's do the map, just a map. I'll say hash set, and then I32, and then hash set something like new, like this, and then SQS hash set Rust. Hash set, I have hash set new from back insert. Okay, insert, and then I multiply by I. And then I gonna go for let's for a in squares. Let's call it squares. Squares. And then for I in a in squares iter. And then for b in squares iter, and then it's going to be a squared, and then it's going to be b squared, and then it's going to be a plus b. Okay, and then I will do that if check this contains a contains if squares contains c squared. I'm gonna res plus equal 1 return, and then let's run it. Compilation error. Steal this ordered hash map. Submit. Not found in this scope. Hash set. Why it is mismatched? Insert, okay. Okay, so the runtime is much worse, but the memory is better. Yeah, because in the previous one I was allocating a lot of memory, but actually lookup was pretty fast, and here like because I'm doing this lookup and trying to find it, and like also it's double the double number of iterations because I cannot use that trick. So it's worse in the memory. Oh, like worse in a runtime. So let's check what do we have here. So 17 milliseconds. Let's try to do that again.
No, it was like
17 milliseconds, much. So it's now comparable to Python.
it was right here.
Actually, C++ had like 0 milliseconds runtime. And here the best Rust I got was 1 millisecond. And like, yeah. So it's gonna be it. I'll wrap it up. Already over my time. More than 1 hour.